now, coup after coup, West Africa separated.
Okay, what about political coup? Assuming the people in that hall cannot see the hypocrisy in this statement, people in faraway South Africa can see it.
It's quite unstable right now. And unfortunately, you have the chair currently, it's Nigeria, and the president of Nigeria. You know, he's also facing a lot of pressure in his country in terms of how the election panned out, in terms of the results. Some questioning the credibility of the elections. He issued a strong statement yesterday, but already when you read the reaction to that statement, people were already saying, you yourself, you are not legitimate. And therefore, this time around, ECOWAS is not as strong as the ECOWAS that we are used to.
Yes, some are quick to question a military coup. Not that it is right, it is wrong. But what about what causes a military coup in the first place? Why don't people who operate in a democracy obey the rules? People have lost faith in democracy, as can be seen in Niger. Look at people dancing and celebrating the military coup in Niger. You can't blame them. People are simply tired of democracy not working. There are rules in a democracy. Why do politicians never obey the rules? Why is there so much impunity, corruption, profligacy? In a democracy, the only way to get to power is by standing in an election. A party nominates you, election comes and people vote for you, and the votes are counted and you are declared winner. But compare that to what happened in Nigeria during the election, it was a political coup. Starting from Buhari himself, to Bola Tinubu, the ultimate beneficiary, to the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, to all the INEC officials, APC politicians, policemen, all their foot soldiers, and all the thugs, even Wike, and all the governors and officials who played many roles to rig the election in the favor of APC. Why waste such money? Why waste more than 300 billion naira to conduct a political coup? The military coup in Niger didn't cost any life. It was a palace coup. They just took over, announced themselves in power. In Nigeria, many lives were lost, billions of naira wasted. In fact, the election is still inconclusive because they are still in court until the court determines the winner. Why didn't Buhari just declare Tinubu the winner? Why didn't he just hand over to Tinubu? And all this time we are wasting today, politicians and other interested parties would have gone to court. Maybe by now the Supreme Court will be on the verge of delivering judgment to declare it illegal, that the election will be held. This election saw the highest turnout in Nigeria's history. The massive turnout started from the collection of PVCs. Politicians assured Nigerians to go and collect their PVCs, that the election would be free and fair. And INEC people knew from the statistics before them, they knew the people that were collecting the PVCs, where they come from, and who they are likely to vote for. So they started by disenfranchising them. There's no reason in 2023 with the technology available in the world that will prevent INEC from giving people their PVCs a few days before the election. There's no reason if everything is automated. But they don't want to automate everything because these are intentional bottlenecks created to frustrate the system. They don't want a free and fair election because in a free and fair election, none of them that calls themselves leaders today will win an election. No, they cannot. So they intentionally frustrate the system so that they can manipulate it. That's why an INEC official can delete an uploaded result on iRev and upload a fake one. Why should that be possible? These are loopholes created in order to manipulate the system. Upon all the disenfranchisement and manipulations, people still trooped out en masse on election day to vote, only to wait several hours with no INEC official to conduct the election. Some that bothered to show up came without forms to record the results. So the rigging started way back before the elections during the registration for collection of PVCs. Imagine what the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos said, that people were invading from another region to Lagos in order to vote in Lagos. Imagine what an INEC official said and nobody bat an eyelid. In fact, INEC said that he must conduct the election in Lagos. They didn't hide their bias. They didn't hide anything. Imagine the police spokesperson, someone that made threats to citizens of Nigeria. He said it was a joke. And those threats, they carried them out on election day.
Yasukuti, please, if you don't want to vote for us, please sit down for
They prevented people from voting because they looked differently. Ethnic profiling in Nigeria of 2023. And Buhari that swore on national television many times that he wants to leave a legacy of free and fair elections. He didn't do anything. He never uttered a word. He pretended as if it never happened. All that happened in Rivers, in Lagos, and other places widely reported on television, he never made a comment till today. Yes, they must have told him. APC guys must have told him, hey, the only way we can win this election is to rig. You destroy the Nigerian economy. We can't win a free and fair election. No, it's not possible. So the only way, they must have told him, is to allow us to rig the election. Yes, because Buhari can destroy the bridge after crossing so that no one else will cross. In 2015, they supported Buhari. He didn't have money for campaigns. So it's a payback to Tinubu and all the people that supported him. But that's not the business of Nigerians. Nigerians are supposed to determine the winner of the election, not INEC, not anybody. No other power should decide except the citizens. People have lost faith in democracy. Democracy is dying. It's already dead. Playing football in the streets. Will you blame them? They already knew their votes will never count. So why bother? Just like any business, will you invest money in a business that you know you won't make profit? Why not go and party with the money? It's better instead of gambling with your money. So, but in this case, politicians, especially P2B, convinced many people to go and collect their PVCs and vote. Just go and vote. We'll handle the rest. He kept telling people during the campaigns. So people were convinced, especially because of his lifestyle. Being a governor for 8 years, and after that, up to today, no scandal, no single money lost. In fact, during the campaigns, he told people, go and verify. Up to today, nothing on the man. They have nothing on the man. So he inspired many people for the first time in Nigeria's political history. People spend their money on behalf of a politician without knowing him, without meeting him for the first time. That's the level of commitment that people invested in the election. Look at what happened. They stole the election, committed a political coup, and they have the guts to tell people that we will not tolerate coup in West Africa. So the Western world, the United States, France, the United Kingdom, they should understand that their policy towards Africa must change. You can't be saying you want democracy to survive in Africa and you keep supporting people who kill the same democracy. People are tired of a system that is not working. It's simply not working. Let's say the truth. There are rules in a democracy, but they don't obey them. Imagine the National Assembly buying bulletproof cars worth billions of naira in a country with more than 100 million poor people. Why are these people heartless? So the Western world should not say the election is over, we should carry on as if nothing happened. No, that's not the way to go. You should bring sanctions upon all the people that perpetrated the political coup on Nigerians. They should also implement a very strict policy that will block all funds being laundered to their countries from African countries and Nigeria in particular. You can't say you're promoting democracy and people who get elected steal money and launder into your country and you accept it. That's not fair to Africans. The European Union spent millions of euros in this election, but look at how it turned out. It was like a wasted investment. Where they invested the money, they can't even account for it. Everything is written in their report. They are disappointed with the process. In fact, if they knew it would turn out this way, they would never have invested the money in the first place. So like everything in life, all actions have consequences. For democracy to thrive, all operators must follow the rules. There must be proper separation of powers. A president shouldn't be seeing himself as a king, who everyone should come under his authority. There are proper separation of powers. There's the judiciary arm, the executive arm, and the legislature. If people don't do the right thing in a democracy, then military intervention might be inevitable. So all the arms of government have the obligation to do the right thing. In a democracy, when someone feels cheated by the system, he will run to the courts to seek redress. What if the court fails the person? These are the reasons why people are losing faith. Some have lost it already. In fact, look at this election. Many people have turned their PVCs. They've vowed never to vote again because of what they saw. Some are still traumatized up to today. They just simply came out to vote in an election. And people were doing all sorts of things as if it's a war, just to prevent people from voting. And sometimes when you look at the past, you can't help but compare. Yes, the military guys are not trained to handle the economy. But Abacha was far better than Buhari can ever be. Yes, Abacha stole billions of dollars directly from the central bank. But in terms of the economy, Buhari's handling of the economy for the past 8 years was very poor compared to the Abacha years. So we hope that Nigerians will get their acts together and give democracy a chance once again. In their new democracy that they will try again, all parties must endeavor to follow the rules. We also hope that the Nigerian judiciary will live up to expectations to restore the hope of Nigerians in democracy.